We're live!
I think we're live.
Now we're live.
Hi guys.
How's that audio?
Well, I can't read you. How's it going? Oh, I heard an echo. It must be working then. Yep. Cool.
Can y'all hear us okay?
We are live.
Great.
This is like the nicest microphone we've ever had for this, guys. We're getting real professional around here.
Well, howdy. We're coming to you live from backstage at the Grand Theater in Wausau, Wisconsin. The meat of the Christmas tour is winding down now. Of course, we head home on the 24th and head back out on the 27th, and then we pick up again in Memphis and eventually make our way out to Mesa, Arizona, where we officially wrap the Country Christmas Tour on New Year's Eve. Hopefully we'll be seeing a whole bunch of y'all at those coming shows. But we are pretty excited to get home and spend some time in our own beds and with our families. So that'll be a nice 2 days.
Yeah, that'll be good. That'll be very nice.
But yeah, we're already gearing up for 2019. Going to be some big things happening. Of course, the most important of which is our new album.
What?
Very focused on coming in January.
We were just talking about that before this started.
Yep.
That's right.
So many songs to choose from. It's so
It's
cool.
really crazy, guys. We don't have enough, so we just have to do more albums.
Yeah. There we go. Very excited. Well, let's take some questions.
Sure. So this one might be good because tomorrow's a big day. Do you all still have your sing-off tour jackets?
I definitely do, but I don't know where. It's in some closet or something. It might be hanging up in storage in Nashville, actually.
I couldn't tell you where mine is.
It's
Only
somewhere.
one person that knows where mine is, and it ain't me.
You know, it's funny because I don't know where mine is, but I have Tim Faust's tour jacket at my house.
I love that. So did Street Corner did they do that for you?
We had the jackets, but they took them back because they wanted to maybe use them down the road.
They took them back. I love that.
Yeah.
Jane Christensen wants to know, are any of you directly involved in what merchandise is offered at your shows?
Yes.
I mean,
All are.
yes.
Yeah.
We make
Definitely.
a decision, Yeah.
I mean,
where do you get all
well,
those
we'll
ideas
never offer any merchandise that we don't want to offer.
Are you praising? Are you critiquing? What's the
Yeah,
impetus
maybe
behind
she
that
wants
question?
something
Do I want to
particular that she
know
wants,
where
yeah.
that's going?
We got a lot of questions about the album. Everyone's really excited about that. A few questions about arrangements, about music, about timing. Ann Lewis asked, how's it decided who sings the lead on a particular song? How does the process come together?
For the most part, it's. I feel like you can just tell who is going to be.
Yeah.
who.
There's 5 different voices that
Yeah.
kind of
Right.
lend themselves to whatever style.
But every once in a while, like one of us will go in, and if we're not absolutely loving that lead, then somebody else will take a turn. And if it sounds better with the other person, we'll go with that. But everybody just wants to serve the song.
Pretty much at this point, if it's not obvious, every time if it's kind of bassy, Tim and Chance will both sing it, split it up sometimes. If it's a tenor song, Rob and I will both sing it, split it up sometimes. And yeah.
Cool. This one was from Debbie Starcher, who talks about seeing you recently at a show. She says, do you mind when fries come up to talk to you when we see you out and about? Thanks for everything and Merry Christmas.
I mean, it depends on the situation. You know, if sometimes we're in a time crunch and we only have 30 minutes to go and stuff our faces with food, so that's not the best time to come up and talk to us. You know, or if we're getting some rare time with our families or something. But typically, you know, if we're out and about or something, you see us, say hey.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We don't always have time to stop and take photos and sign stuff, but we're happy to say hello.
Cool. A lot of people are asking about videos for next year too. Everyone likes Home Away from Home.
Cool.
And Tarja wants to know new episodes from Home Away from Home. Wishing for a Euro episode. It was awesome to have you out here and get to talk with you. So, any plans for more videos that are not music videos next year?
There are
Yes.
so many plans.
Big plans.
Yes, lots and lots of them, and I don't even know how to begin to describe it to you at this point.
I mean, we had a 2-hour meeting yesterday just on everything we've got planned for this year. So between the album and the home away from home series and some other potential stuff. Like,
And y'all know good and well you ain't getting specifics right now.
Yeah, because we don't even know specifics right now. We got a lot of ideas.
There was some other talks about filming something at the Ryman shows in October. Any more info about that?
No, I don't think
Not
so.
that you're getting.
Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of cool collaborations there. Hopefully,
It's adorable that y'all keep asking for details.
it's gonna be a special show, very special. Like we're pulling out all the stops for the Ryman because we want everyone to come out and have a crazy good time and show Nashville who Home Free is and what our crowd is like.
and get something different from anywhere else.
Yeah.
A lot of folks are excited that you're coming out of Australia. Anything that you guys are particularly excited about going down to CMC Rock City this year?
I've never been to
Excited
the
for just being there. I mean, our Australian fans have been so patient with us.
All right.
I spent 10 hours in Australia, so this will be my
Was
first
that in
time.
an airport, I guess?
No, I went out. I was a connection, but I went out to the airport in Sydney and hung out a little bit. But this will be my first time actually getting to
I've never
experience.
been in the Southern Hemisphere.
I have been to Australia and kind of like started in the south and then went west and hugged the coast. But it was cruise ship days, you know, so it's not really the best way to see places. It's kind of a whirlwind where you only have 8 hours or so, and then you gotta go back to the ship. So I'm excited to go back and really get to explore a little more. Jenica and I have talked about possibly even popping over to New Zealand after the show and seeing, you know, she wants to go see the Shire.
Yeah,
I've never been down there at all, and so I'm really excited, and I think my wife is going to be able to come out too. So
sweet.
it's going to be cool.
Jewel just wanted to say, Jewel Paraga said, studio cards always have great quality, yet I was surprised quality, true pitch of seeing you guys live in Tampa. I never expected your voices to be as great as live as it was a studio recording.
Sweet.
That was really nice to hear. And we had another question about how the acoustics of a venue affect you guys. This question was from Jane Christensen. It says, how much does the quality of acoustics in a venue affect you? Having been to both recently, the Paramount in Cedar Rapids last night, made you sound fuller and richer than the Stevens Auditorium in Ames. Do you agree?
I mean, room to room, every room tunes a little differently. And, you know, some rooms just are naturally better acoustically. But we don't really pay attention to that, honestly, because we're rocking our in-ears the whole time and we trust our sound man and he's going to do his best with every room. But every room is different. So there are some. Ryman is one that has really fantastic acoustics.
From the stage, we have no idea what it sounds like in the house most of the time. So
And
we have to trust our guy.
Sound for you is more affected by the in-house sound system. You know, like some are better than others, regardless of what the room is shaped like. The only time it really affects us is whether or not we're able to do a song off mic. And sometimes if there's, you know, a big flat wall facing us, we'll get like a delay, you know, what we sing will slap right back to us a split second later, and that makes it pretty tough to perform. Sometimes you got to put both ears in and just focus.
I notice more differences with the audience mic that I use. I have a mic on stage that just points to the audience to hear more of the room.
Sometimes he gets random audience members that are right beside the mic, though, just screaming right at the mic.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. So I notice a bit more of the differences between the rooms, and you know, if the slapback is a big problem, I kind of have to almost turn that mic off so that I'm just listening to the direct feed from our mics.
Marcia asks, after your new album with most originals drops in the summer and you start performing those songs live during the following tour, would you consider a DVD of those songs being performed live at shows?
Probably not for a while because we wouldn't have enough still. You know, we're going to be rocking with a lot of potential originals, but I don't know with the amount of covers and stuff. I don't think that makes sense for us at this point. But certainly we'll talk about those things consistently every year because people will keep asking us about that.
And when the time comes for something like that, we'd be all about it. But right now, it's not a thing for us, I guess.
Cheryl Parrish has got one for Tim on YouTube. There's several videos comparing the range between Tim and other bass singers from other groups. In the comments, I've seen mention of chest notes, growl notes, and fry notes. What do they mean, and what is the difference between them? And what are your lowest notes of each one of those things? Thanks in advance.
What a
and
question.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how familiar you are with just vocal techniques in general and the different way normal people use their voices. You know, there's full voice, there's head voice, there's falsetto going up. So if you understand that at all, it kind of works the other way too. There's just some non-traditional ways to switch between like where your natural low voice would end and how you get to notes below that. And I don't really know too much about the technicality of it all because it's just natural at this point. You know, as a vocalist, you're always trying to stretch yourself. So over the last 17 years, I've just figured out ways to produce subnotes, and there's a number of ways to get down there. But it's so natural at this point. You know, it's like you go for a certain note, and my body just knows what to do to make that happen.
Cool.
Like vocal fry, and there's people that demonstrate that.
Janet Sella has got a question for you, Adam, about gaming. What's your favorite game to play?
Oh,
And
wow.
is there a game you haven't beaten yet? She just wants to wish everybody a Merry Christmas
Cool.
and a Happy New Year.
I'm just gonna take forever, so I'll be right back.
So video games or
Sounds like it.
It sounds like video games. And Janet, if you're in the comments, comment about what your question is here.
well, if it's video games, it's the Legend of Zelda series for sure.
That's your favorite.
Oh yeah, hands down. Well,
Are we in the Zelda room today? I saw in your story.
There's
one of the
Zelda.
rooms-
There's like a Zelda room here,
Yeah.
just for the heck of it.
I
I
tried to
guess?
get it.
All right.
I need to find a torch. Yeah, that game has always been my favorite. It hasn't been the most difficult of games though. I mean, there's other games. Chance can talk about it too, about just games that are just ridiculously hard. And you know, I don't really play for the challenge of
That's
just-
more my game, I guess.
Yeah.
Dark Souls. That kind of stuff.
I play for the experience almost always. Like, I'm just trying to find a really good experience playing.
And he will do every single thing you could possibly do in the game at all. Everything.
If,
Oh,
if I'm really into it, I will do all the other stuff that you could possibly.
you did everything in Breath of the Wild, right?
Almost. I didn't get every single core exceed.
Okay.
That's kind of ridiculous.
That's almost still everything else. That's crazy.
Everything else, yeah.
We probably just lost half our
We lost Rob.
Becky Mills is also a big fan of Zelda. A lot of Zelda fans in the comments here.
Yeah. Sweet.
Got a few fans asking about when you do the next album tour. Are you gonna go back to Europe?
Yep.
Yep,
Yeah.
we sure are.
Cool. Apparently, we're going back now. I mean,
We're always gonna go back.
right.
You know, at this point in time, it may not be once a year. Hopefully, it will be once a year. But when we roll out a new tour, we will always try to bring it to Europe as well, and hopefully one day, all the continents. Maybe not Antarctica.
Get on the love train,
Yeah.
y'all. The home free love train. Let's go.
Kimberly Bailey asks, would you ever consider a Easter or gospel CD?
Like a release date near Easter?
I don't know a CD about.
No, I know.
Probably not. I mean, we're focused on our country identity at this point, so we're gonna stay in that zone. I mean, we will always, I'm guessing, release a gospel song here and there.
Mm-hmm.
There's one on the next album to some degree already.
You know,
Depending on how you look at
so
it,
maybe one day we will have enough where we could put them all on a CD and make it available in Cracker Barrel or something.
Yeah.
I think Lisa Starkey asked about ever considering a home free cruise.
Yep,
No,
definitely considered it.
I don't know. No. Maybe one day, guys. I'm
It
sorry.
would be
People ask us
amazing.
this every single day.
They do ask us a lot now.
Clearly, it would be in our best business interest to do it at this point, because it is literally almost every show day someone VIP asks about this cruise. But like I tell them, I promise you it won't happen without you knowing about it.
Ulrika Jansen is going to a ranch in Tucson in April and is going to be riding some horses. wanted to know if you guys have ever ridden horses or anyone likes riding horses.
Yes.
I grew up in a horse family. My grandfather was like a horse, like walk competition guy. My mom was way into horses. We always had horses. And I've ridden horses about 2 times. So
Not what I was expecting. What a good story.
I was more interested in just hanging out with the horses and, you know, feeding them sugar cubes. So
When I was in high school, a good friend of mine, I was in a bunch of musicals and shows with in high school. His family had horses, and so one summer he probably took me out riding 7 or 8 times, and it was really fun. I learned all the stuff and put the saddle on myself, and brushed him, cleaned the horse, and not shoot it, but took the stuff out of its hoofs and all that stuff. And I've ridden a few times, a handful of maybe a dozen times in my entire life. But it's fun. I don't really know how to do it technically, but I can stay up.
Shannon Peters wants to know what range Adam sings in when he's not beatboxing.
Tenor.
Yep.
Tenor. Rose Kaufman wants to know what platforms do you play video games on?
Well, right now the Switch is the main one. I'd say. But PC for sure. So
I range from PC to Switch to Xbox One. Any of the 3 on any given day, depends on where I am.
There's a whole lot of Red Dead Redemption on the bus right now.
Oh, yeah.
It's great, and it's so easy to watch that game. You can sit down. It's like a movie. You just sit into it any given time.
watch them play poker.
Yeah.
Good talent lover. It's a good fan name for you guys. Wants to know what is your perfect Christmas gift?
These days it's pretty boring. Like Amazon gift cards are amazing.
Yeah.
I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I go to a ton of movies, so Fandango gift cards are great too.
Yeah, I think we all like Amazon gift cards.
Yeah, and iTunes.
Time at home will be nice. That's another big thing too. We're excited for that. That's for sure.
A collaboration with Chris Stapleton.
Yeah. Anybody can swing that.
Good talent lover also wants to know what your favorite Christmas movie is.
White Christmas for me.
That's a good one.
We watch that every single year growing up.
National Lampoon's
Yeah, I was
Christmas
gonna say
Vacation.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Christmas Story.
This one's a little
Well
off,
done,
but
ABC.
like if you can consider this either holiday, Nightmare Before Christmas, and super guilty pleasure, Love Actually.
Nice. I didn't know that about you.
It's a good one.
I
It's a
love
good
that
one.
movie,
I love
too.
that movie, yeah.
You were watching that the other day.
That's super rom-com. I'm
It is.
surprised.
It's the only rom-com that I really enjoy.
That's hilarious.
Carolyn Schultz got a few questions. She said, have you given any thought to letting patrons vote on a song for one of the upcoming tours?
Nope.
That's a good idea, though.
I mean, something like that could happen down the road, like,
I mean, we let y'all vote on songs, and that's basically how we compiled Country Evolution. It wasn't specifically patrons, but it was our fans.
And she says she's been asking for a while, but can I just ask again, right? Can you make a concert video of children Go Where I Send Me? Chance is amazing on that.
Ooh, thank you, Carolyn. You're
That's a
awesome.
good idea.
Yeah.
That could be something that we could do, with this new stuff that we're working on in the background.
Yeah.
Just,
I'm up for it if the timing ever happens for it. We've
Lord
got
knows
such a
we
huge
could get
list
a
of
good
things to
recording of
do.
it. Chris could get a nice audio.
Yeah.
So,
Chris Bjornstedt says, you guys are looking awesome. Looking forward to more albums. What's your favorite video that you've done?
all the ones where we're just sitting around drinking or at a fire.
Those are the times I've had the most fun, probably. But like, how great the art just looks.
Oh,
amazing.
yeah, no, that's
You
beautiful.
know?
Beautiful.
Beautiful location to be in.
I had the most fun.
And we
with
also
that
were
one.
sitting around drinking.
That's true.
That one was the most fun until the sun went
The
down.
sun went down and it
Oh,
was
it got
15
so
degrees
cold,
colder.
so
yeah.
fast.
We were ready to go at that point.
Someone seriously wants to know if you guys are in a bathroom. I see the scene behind you.
It's a dressing room, y'all. Yeah, it's a dressing room. You see the lights above the mirror there?
I wish
I
we had
could
a toilet
still
flush sound that we could just
Yeah. Nate just walks by in a towel.
Peppy Beach has a point of order. What is Christmas crack? Doesn't reference this.
I'm not answering that one. I don't know.
I know
It's pretzels and a bunch of stuff around it, kind of, right?
For sure,
It's
powdered
all
sugar is in there, right?
Melanie, if you're watching, post the recipe. It's my favorite Christmas sweet treat.
Lucker Leo is asking, what's your favorite Pokemon? Anyone have any favorite Pokemons?
I do not.
I
That
know
was
Pikachu
like-
off the top of my head.
That's like the only thing I
I'll
can
say
name.
That was after my time. I think Pokemon like started catching on as I was just getting out of stuff like that.
Yeah, me too.
And I have played a couple of the games since then, but I didn't really get into them. So sorry to say, I don't think we have a favorite Pokemon.
Not a clue.
We missed that generation, y'all.
He also had another question earlier in the YouTube chat. He said, what was everyone's start in the industry as individuals? Question.
Who wants to start? Just go for it.
I guess I did college music theater for music.
I guess my first thing ever would be a professional cruise ship. So I had been singing and like playing in a little bar that I worked at selling, as a waiter right after college for like a year. And then I got a job on a cruise ship. And that was my first thing.
I had some buddies that I would just harmonize with in high school. And my high school choral teacher said, you guys could probably make some money if you learned some Christmas songs. You'd probably get hired for, some private parties and stuff like that. And so we did, and she was right. We ended up like getting hired. And so that was my very first taste of getting paid to make music. And I was hooked ever since.
I went to school for vocal performance, and my first audition out of school was for an a cappella group, actually, which I had never done before. And they were called Foreshadow out of Minneapolis. They're a professional group, and that's actually where Adam and his brother Chris saw me perform. And then once that group broke up, those guys called me up, and I've been singing with them for 10 and a half years now.
Holy moly.
Yeah, I used to play, started with like rock music in clubs on like weekends and stuff, and then folk music eventually, and we would get paid for those gigs, very little. And then I guess my first professional thing was right after Street Corner Symphony went on the sing-off, and we started touring with that, and I've been doing that ever since.
Technically, I guess it's whenever we got our paid the first time as home free, like way long ago. It was probably like $300 at like the Wine Cafe in Mankato or something like that. And but I guess for the big move was probably the first cruise gig we landed for 4 months in Alaska, and that was like 2007. Yeah, I guess that's the start of it all.
Cool. A lot of questions about doing Garth Brooks songs and Josh Turner songs. A lot of comments about both those artists. Do you guys have any Josh Turner songs or Garth Brooks songs that you like?
We've done both, yeah, actually. Oh my God, so many.
Yeah.
Choosing Garth song is the hardest thing.
Yeah,
just
right.
narrowing down that catalog. We used to perform We Shall Be Free quite a bit.
Yeah.
We used to perform Wrapped Up in You. So we haven't recorded those, but we actually used the arrangement from the first group I ever sang with called Blue Jupiter. So if you track down a copy of Ear Candy by Blue Jupiter, you can hear that arrangement of Wrapped Up in You. But yeah, we should record some Garth at some point.
Yeah.
Oh, we did Mom too.
Oh yeah.
We did.
I mean, and his
release
other
that
his
too.
the song he sang at CMAs, whatever it is, Stronger Than Me. She's Stronger Than Me or whatever, or she's whatever the one he sang at CMAs is such a good song.
It was amazing.
Such a good song.
It made me boo-hoo a little bit.
And just Garth on his guitar, just amazing.
For the foodies, Rhonda Klutz has got a great question here. We know y'all like Waffle House, but do you have a favorite place to eat in each state? Specifically wondering about Kentucky. Maybe a top favorite places you guys are eating at right now.
Their Mapster handy.
Yeah, I mean, get on Mapster. Tim and I both stay on that pretty heavy and keep all our favorite local spots on there. We've got a bunch of stuff on there, but commercially, Chili's.
I remember in Lexington, Kentucky, I went to a place called Saul Good, and like it's S-A-U-L. It's like it's all good, which made me laugh. But the food was really good. I think we got like chicken and waffles there or something good.
How'd you get the name?
Hey, this
Yeah.
place here in
No,
Wausau.
Saul Goodman. That's what it was. Saul Goodman.
Oh, good man.
That's from Better Call Saul.
Yeah. So that's why I went there. And then it was really good.
There's a place called J Gumbo here today that I got a couple rice balls at. It's like, oh my God, it's so good.
Nice.
It's cheap too. Right at home.
Rhonda, who asked that question, says she's been to So Good. She likes it there.
Right on.
Chance, what's Mapster? What is that?
Mapster is an app where you can follow people like me and Tim, and we basically can save any location that we've been to, whether it be a restaurant or a scenic area or even like a hotel or something that's really cool. It's Mapstr. It's basically the word Mapster without the E. So you can find us on there and just see our favorite places all around the world.
Shirley Smith, do you guys ever get in fights?
Of course.
It's never too crazy though.
Nothing regular. Yeah,
We're like any other family.
like brothers.
Some more questions here, everybody. Sandra Beasley, have you ever considered collaborating with Avi Kaplan again? What's he up to?
I ran into Avi very recently, like 3 or 4 weeks ago.
I saw him 3 or 4 weeks ago.
In Butcher and Bee in Nashville.
We have a mutual friend. He was at their CD release show. We
cool.
talked a little bit.
Yeah.
He's been writing with that said mutual friend and elsewhere.
Yeah, he's got some interesting. He's got a really cool sound going on right now.
What'd you guys think of
low
his-
bassy folk stuff?
What did you think of his album?
Oh, super
Good.
It
cool.
was cool, yeah.
It wasn't what I expected, and I didn't expect it to be kind of more in my realm of what I listen to. I listen to folk music. I thought it might be more pop, considering what Pentatonics does, but
The videos are real beautiful,
Mm-hmm.
nature focused.
Really authentic.
Carissa Hodges asked, why did you stop posting monologues at the end of each music video?
Dramatic monologues.
I mean, we still try to pepper them in from time to time. But so many of you make like YouTube playlists and watch our videos back to back. And I know that in the past, when we've kind of gone down the YouTube rabbit hole, it's almost annoying when every video ends with, hey, we're home free, thanks for watching, and the same script over and over and over again.
and I think with our hardcore fans, they like to see that stuff, but we're trying to reach out to everybody we can.
Or just be a part of,
people.
the YouTube culture of playlists. You
Yeah.
don't want that at the end of every single song.
It's a better way to reach more people.
Contemporary.
Johan asks,
Whoa!
Move around. Somebody move the
lights.
Yeah,
the lights.
That's crazy.
Sorry, where were we? Scene.
That's how boring we are. The censors thought we weren't here.
Tyler Murph asks, will we get another episode of Between Two Tims?
Enter at your own risk.
Right? Let's encourage that.
Emily Gallagher has asked this question 6 times here. Austin, will you ever put out a solo album like Chris and Tim, us Austin Holics? Would love that. Please do.
Austin Hall.
Okay.
I didn't either.
Nice.
I don't know. I'm much more interested in just writing songs in general for now and working with folks all over Nashville and just trying to write a billion songs and, maybe Luke Brown will cut one or something one day. I don't know. Humphreys gonna cut one or two, I don't know. It's maybe just to get that damn check mark on Facebook, but I'm not interested in that right now though.
Shaked Bari says, would you ever consider singing a song in a language other than English? You guys are amazing, and hello from Israel.
Of course.
Hello.
We've talked about it. It just hasn't made sense yet.
Do you guys speak other languages?
No.
I'm coached. I'm pretty good at most of the romantic languages.
We just know basic stuff. Some of us maybe can get around in other countries.
I've finally gone back to learning German. I'm committed to it.
Nice. Well, that's gonna make tour fun as hell next time.
Yeah.
In Germany.
It's 5.
It's 5 today.
We gotta quit.
Oh, is it
We gotta wrap it up. guys.
We gotta go meet
I was
some,
enjoying this so much.
We gotta
too.
go meet some VIP ones right now. But thank y'all so much for hanging out, and we'll do this.
Merry
again
Christmas,
before
y'all.
too long.
Yes, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays.
Come
We'll see you
on.
next year.
Luke, peek in there. Say
Say hi,
hi.
Luke.
Bye, guys.
Bye,
Thanks
y'all.
for the questions.
Cool. That's fun.